George and the bellhop made it all the way to the Grand Hotel without dropping a single cake.
Here we are. Thanks, George. I'm lucky you were here to help.
Once the cakes were safely delivered, George got the books out of his backpack to give to Wanda Jewel. Uh-oh, how did this happen, thought George. All of the books were ripped and torn, and some of the words were missing. He couldn't give them back like this. When he had all of the books in tip-top shape, George looked around. He spotted Wanda Jewel at the elevator. George was anxious to return the books to her, so he grabbed them and ran as fast as he could towards the elevator. He got there just as the elevator doors opened. Wanda Jewel turned around, but she was so startled by George that she jumped up and bumped right into Thea, the star of Story Theater. Then George bumped into them, and Wanda's precious books were everywhere. Everyone started to pick up the books, but just then, George saw one of the books leaving the hotel stuck, of all places, to Thea's dress. After all of that work, George wasn't going to let a single book get away. He chased Thea into the theater.
Sorry, George. Only performers and stage crew allowed in here.
It was after 4 o'clock, and the reading was at 5. There wasn't much time left. George knew he had to find a way in to get that book back.
Hi, Hank. What's up?
Hi, you two. Go on in. Hey, wait a minute. Where did George go?
George had found a way to get backstage.
What do you know? Hi, George. Here to help? I'm in a hurry to get this whole set ready, and I could use an extra hand. What do you say?
George agreed to help. It was a good way to keep an eye on Thea and the book.
Help George pick up the letters that spell each word. Use the arrow keys on your keyboard to help George move. Let's get to work. Spell I've got 5 people in my family. I've. Capital I. Apostrophe. V. E. I've. Great! Spell Yule. I hope you'll stay. Yule. Y. O. U. Apostrophe. L. L. Yule. Excellent. Spell arm. I broke my arm last year. Arm. A. R. M. Arm. Great job! Spell part. The words are a big part of this show. Part. P. A. R. T. Part. Excellent. Spell report. We heard a report about the weather on the television news. Report. R. E. P. O. R. T. Report. You got it. Spell or. I will go by car or bus. Or. O. R. Or. Great. Spell mother. I will call my mother tomorrow. Mother. M. O. T. H. E. R. Mother. Good work. Spell zipper. She could not close her coat because the zipper was broken. Zipper. Z. I. P. P. E. R. Zipper. Great. Spell sitting. We can start when everyone is sitting down. Sitting. S. I. T. T. I. N. G. Sitting. Great. Spell chopping. He was chopping up some celery for a salad. Chopping. C. H. O. P. P. I. N. mopping. Excellent. Spell using. Are you using the mop? Using. U S I N G. Using. You got it. Spell teasing. I was angry because my sister was teasing me about my haircut. Teasing. E A S I N G. Teasing. Super!
The show was a hit. Thea was called out for 3 curtain calls.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! Oh, they love me! Another curtain call!
Thea was so excited by the applause that she didn't even notice George on stage. He grabbed the book, raced to the library, and made it back on time.
Oh my! I never even noticed this was missing. You are quite a hero, George. Come inside. The reading is about to begin.
The reading began right at 5 o'clock. It was a full house. The mayor was happy, and everything was back to normal. George enjoyed every book Wanda Jewel read. He got the scoop on her new stories, then ran all the way back to the newspaper building. It was 5:45 when he arrived. He only had a few minutes before his deadline.
Good to see you made it back. Now let's get those stories.
George got to work right away.
George, this is great. What a super reporter you are. And what a story.
In fact, it was such a great story that it made the front page. The end.